It's going to be here. Oh, live on Facebook.
All right.
Welcome, everybody. Hi. And today we have Danielle Andersen with us with Diffusing Docs, and we want to welcome everyone to this live main stage presentation. And we will just let Danielle jump in and tell her story. We're
All
so
right.
glad to have them here because they do a great service for all of us oily people.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Danielle, and Erik and I, my husband, have diffuserdoc.com, and we call it our accidental baby. We really did not plan at all to have this business. It found us, or the universe wanted this to happen for us, but it really started with this diffuser right here. This is a Young Living diffuser that I first purchased with a kit. It wasn't even a kit then. You had to buy the diffuser separately and then some oils. And so, gosh, we were just dating. We were dating. We weren't even married at the time. And we brought this over to his house, plugged it in, and we're going to diffuse. He's a techie guy. And he's also very likes to take things apart, tinker. He's like, how does that work? He's all very curious right away when I first brought it home. But then that was it. A year or two went by still diffusing oils. But then eventually one day it just stopped diffusing. And I would plug it in and then it would start to mist a little bit and then stop. And then I would, play around with it and I couldn't get it to continue misting. And then I just couldn't bear to throw it away though. I just couldn't. So I put it in what a lot of us do. And I just go ahead and I put it away in our bathroom sink or under the sink in the bathroom. And there it sat for the longest time. And then when I moved, when we got married and then we moved, and then I never still bought another diffuser yet because it's a long time ago. So before like the kits and stuff. So I just brought it out again one day and I thought I was going to get it to work and it would not work. I was like, oh man, let it sit for a year or two, doesn't work. So I made the hard decision to throw it in the trash. Well, while Erik was going out to take the trash out, he noticed that this diffuser was in the trash. And he didn't tell me, but he grabbed it out of the trash and he took it down to the basement. And he started tinkering with it. And he tinkered with it for probably a good year or so, he said. Didn't tell me about it. And took it apart, tried to figure out, why is this thing not diffusing? That was the problem. And with every problem, there's a solution. And so over time, one day he came up and he showed me, look what I have for you. And so excited and proud. And he plugged it in. And sure enough, we have a working diffuser at the time. I was like, oh, wow, that's awesome. Cool. You're right. My diffuser's back to working. So he found out that it was the ultrasonic disc in it. And what he found is that it wasn't have enough power to produce the mist because the ultrasonic disc is responsible for it vibrates at a high frequency. And that high frequency is what creates that splash, that the energy for the splash that you see. It doesn't create the mist that blows out. That's the fan. So anyways, back up. So the story is that was fixed. And then I was excited and happy. And that's when by now the home diffuser's out. And here, this is the home. You can imagine how many diffusers we have. You have no idea. So here's one of the homes. It's really bad. So then the home diffuser was out and I was onto that one at the time. So, and so was us oily people, we all know each other. We don't find other people that are like us, right? So of course, our daycare provider is into essential oils and she's diffusing during the day when the kids are there. And so it's just like minds. So we are thinking and liking the same things. Well, her diffuser stopped working and stopped diffusing. And Erik had noticed that. And so he's like, can I take that home? So off he goes home with that diffuser. And then it was talking to a guy at work, his wife, diffuser stopped working. Can I please take a look at that? So next thing you know, he's just looking at all these diffusers and, sometimes I'm like, come on, can you just come up here and hang out with us? Stop playing with all these diffusers, we need things to do up here, but over time he figured out all these issues these diffusers had. So it was a process. It wasn't like, oh, I just have the answer and boom, I can fix diffusers. So finally, one day he says to me, he goes, I think there's a lot of these out there that are not producing mist. And I think I have a solution. So he started working with a manufacturer and had them starting to make these. He was having It was funny. He's like, do you mind if I invest this much into having parts made and this and that? So he was actually working with a factory to have these parts made. And I was like, okay, okay. And so eventually the exciting part is that we were able to think of a way that other people could fix their own diffuser, because he was doing it for our friends and just people that we knew. But we knew there's many other diffusers out there that were just getting tossed and going into the landfills. And that's just not where we want these diffusers to go. We pay a lot of money for them. They don't decompose. They will just sit there in landfills for eternity. And it's just like hard to think about. So he's like, how can I make a business out of this? Like, how can we help other people? I'm like, no, we can't have you bring in diffusers, and people can't ship diffusers here to our house and have you fix them. You know how much it costs to ship a diffuser is not cheap. Shipping is pretty costly. So he thought about that. He's like, you're right. And I said, plus, like, we both have jobs. Like at the time, we're not like going to start just fixing diffusers, and we have babies. So right now our kids are 5 and 6, and we've been doing this for, they're 6 and 7 now, but we've been doing this for almost 5 years. So we had a newborn. And so this is when this business is getting started. We have a newborn and a 2-year-old. I'm thinking, no, we're not having people ship diffusers here to fix them. We don't have the time. This is not going to pay our bills at the time. It's just not going to, no. So he's like, you're right. That's not going to work. How can we help people get their diffusers back to diffusing? Because they stop working, and they eventually will. And so I thought, so one day he just created a YouTube video, an instructional video. He's like, oh my God, I'll sell the parts and I'll do the instructional video on YouTube, and they can do it themselves. And he put the video up, and I remember he woke me up in the middle of the night at midnight. He's like, Danielle, you won't believe it. I'm already selling parts. People are already catching this on YouTube in the middle of the night. I'm like, what? He's like, just posted, look at this, an hour ago. And so right then and there, we knew that there was a need to help people get their diffusers back to diffusing, and to help our landfills not have diffusers tossed. So it originally started with this one being the one I first bought that he fixed. And we do sell parts for this one. We have the fan and the disc. And while we don't sell a lot of these parts, because I don't know many people that have this one, mine still works great. And it's just it's the original baby for me for diffusing, and it's still working. So I'm proud of that. So we do have parts for this on our site, but then it was the big diffuser that we sold parts for and did our first instructional video for was the home diffuser. And that one was the one that our daycare provider had, and that we started playing around with friends that had a diffuser like ours. And so nowadays we have a kit for the home diffuser. We've had many customers replace their parts multiple times. It's personally our favorite. It certainly has a great output of mist. It kicks it out and it gets it in the room and moves it around. And I haven't seen a diffuser that has quite the output as the home. So then from there's other diffusers. And so over the time, our business has changed with the fact that we get more diffusers that we find parts for to repair. We have a factory that makes them for us. So they're factory made. They are made Erik is very, very, very particular. We have had from this factory that he has makeup. We've had parts come and he sends them back. He says, sorry, it's just not the right frequency that I want. It's not, because it needs to be at a certain frequency, and the fan has to run at a certain mega. You'd be better at this than me telling you this, but it has to run at a certain megahertz, whatever voltage, for it to kick out properly, the right amount of mist and the right amount of fan flow. So each diffuser technically does have a different fan. They don't have the same fan. So we have multiple different fans. They're multiple different sizes, different voltages. They have different clips, or I don't know. I'm using the wrong technical terms because this is where Erik comes in. I just do the social media part, but whatever the fancy word is for these little snap-in things, they all are different sizes. So like you just can't buy a fan for a diffuser and assume that it's going to work because it's the same voltage. We learned that the hard way, you know. So we would work with a fan. So we did all the hard work for everyone to fix the diffuser. We made every error there is, you know.
Well, thank you. It sounds like you have Young Living standards too. So thank you.
Yes. Oh, yes, certainly. And so we've learned the hard way and we did all the hard work. So then so when you order from Diffuser Doc, you can trust that every single part is made and factory design made to what your diffuser exactly needs. So you get that reassurance that you're not just going to, find a fan that's like a 12-volt fan that you think that goes into your diffuser and it sounds like a blowhorn. I mean, we've had that, like it just loud, you're like, why is that fan so loud? Because it's not, I don't know, Erik could tell you this, but it's not.
Because it's not the right one.
Exactly, not the right one, way too loud. So the fan speed, so different fans at different speeds. So they might still be 12, same voltage that you think you're getting, but the speed is different in the motors in these fans. And that's not where I come in. This is where he'd be really good at that today to tell you. But I'm just here to share our story with you and how like now over the 5 years, we now are able to provide parts for Young Living diffusers. We have the ultrasonic disc for the diffusers and we have the fans. We even have parts that Erik has designed himself and is making himself. For example, we have some 3D printers that make these that go on top of the rain stone. So we have the rain stone.
Got it.
And what happened was, true story, someone messaged Erik and said that their puppy ate the top of their rain stone. Makes sense, right?
Yes.
And so he, over time, was able to create and design. I hope you don't hear my kids scream right now.
Oh, I have grandbabies in the background, so we're all good.
Okay. They're playing, but it's really loud. They're 6 and 7. Beckett and Charlotte. Okay, sorry. Anyways, so
they're good, loud. They have to come on air and let us see them.
Yeah. Oh, they're cute. Love them dearly. So yes, it goes in the front of the or the top of the rainstone. So without this, the mist doesn't come out. So we offer parts for this.
Nice.
We also have Erik has also designed, and I have it right here, is for the new Aria. We have a video out there that a lot of times where people are finding the new Aria. The newer version Aria for Young Living has the power board. He now has a power board that he's designed. What happens is people are finding they're not powering on, and so we have a solution to that. And all our videos are always on. We have a YouTube channel, diffuserdoc.com. So that is where you can find out how to do these repairs. So if you're, for example, wanting to replace the disc on, let's say, for instance, the Desert Mist, you would just go to YouTube, look up our YouTube channel, look up the Desert Mist, and it'll show you how to replace the disc on here or the fan. Also on our site, at the very bottom of each product that you purchase is the video also. So you don't even have to go to YouTube. It will take you to YouTube directly when you click on that video. So each diffuser has a fan and a disc that we have replacement parts for. Some do have kits that we are providing now. For an example, let's just back up. All right, let's take the home, for example. The old home that they don't sell anymore. This is the disc. And on the back, see, it's factory made. It has like our logo on the back. This has a retaining ring already around it. You see that keeps the water from going in. So here's the silverish part is a disc, and this is the retaining ring. So when you purchase this type of ultrasonic disc, it already has a retaining ring with it. Whereas many of the other ones, like the Aria, the Desert Mist, they are different. They do not have a retaining ring. So those discs, for an example, are the retaining ring is separate, which is like this right here. You don't always have to purchase a retaining ring. So like these are the things that are different about each diffuser. that keep in mind. So we do offer them separate pieces, but we do now have a kit. And the kit is a fantastic way to go because the kit is gives you a 15% discount on the fan, the disc, the retaining ring, and the seal. And you save 15%. Whereas you can, and then also right now we are offering with another 20% off right now with Aroma 20. We have that promo code going during your event. So technically that's a really good deal. We've never sold that cheap. So that would be a really great, a great deal. But I just took the disc up, but you can see in here, the seal, the yellow seal in there. So that's separate, you know, in this diffuser. So those would be purchased separately or in the kit that we offer on our website. Do we have anyone with any questions or anything?
So do you have something for every one of the diffusers that Young Living has now?
Yes, we offer power supplies, fans, yes, everything, every diffuser they have.
Now on the home diffuser, the one with the little rose on top, you have replacements for that little rosy thing?
The top part?
Yeah.
So we have some, yes. And I think we're ready to part with some. We are actually, when Young Living, we don't make these. Let me backtrack. We haven't been able to make these ourselves yet. Like Erik has not created like the design to this. It's been really hard to do. So the answer is no. We have some extra through buying and purchasing broken diffusers, because we'll buy any broken diffuser has ever been out there in the market. And then what happens is we create a trash pile of things that never worked and diffusers that were completely like destroyed. And that does happen sometimes. So we do have a little pile going. And so we're about to sell, I think we're ready to part with them. So we will be sharing that news soon, probably like on Facebook, whatever, when we're ready to get rid of some of those like pieces that people might be looking for that we've collected over the years.
So you have some used parts.
Yes, used, but not brand new that we're designing ourselves.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's nice to know too.
Yes. Anytime there was a broken diffuser ever on eBay or anything, we bought every one you could ever think of. And so we could find out.
My shattered rainstone, it still worked, but then there was no.
Oh, we had the base to it. He designs a base.
Oh, cool. Well, I actually, what happened was, yeah, it just.
So we have a base that Erik has a base he makes now so if this ever shatters on your rainstone, we sell the base to this.
Okay, well, that would have been nice to know before I threw the whole thing away.
Yes, because yeah, you just set it into it.
I know, so that is wonderful.
It is, and it looks. I wish there's one right here somewhere, but anyways, yeah, we do design a base and does make a base. So we sell a base for rainstone in the top. So just like he has the top parts, we do have the base.
Right. Okay, wonderful. Yes, I was trying to clean mine out and it's weird. It's not like bottom heavy. It just flipped out of my hand and just, I waited so long and finally got one. It was so sad.
It is hard. That was a tough one. That's a tough fall. That's a tough one.
I know. And I don't know if you've ever seen Sarah Harnish's video where she has her kids going through everything they use, Young Living. It's so cute. But in that video, they had accidentally dropped their rainstone. So they kind of did that, recreating that, like opening it up and dropping it. And I thought, oh my gosh, it would be so horrible. So maybe that was just in my head and my body, just like, yeah, I've seen that before. I know what I'm supposed to do. So anyway.
Yes, that is a tough fall. Oh, I'm sorry.
It is. But I'm just so glad that you're here with all of these replacement things. What a wonderful way to extend the life of our diffusers. And so tell us, of course, your name of your business, and what category you're in AromaSharing.
Okay, so our business is called diffuserdoc.com or diffuserdoc. And I'm Danielle, and then there's Erik, my husband, who is, I call him the mastermind genius behind all this, the one who saved this diffuser from the landfills and then started this. And I wish he could be here today. He once a year he gets off to the mountains and does his hiking without any disconnects, and that's the week. So
Good.
but he so Eric and I, so every time, it's just we're just a small family business that we do this in the evenings once the kids go to bed. We package parts and we make sure answer emails and do our thing. But we are also under the other category for AromaSharing, so you can find us under other.
All righty. Well, thank you so much for sharing. We just really enjoyed hearing how you got started, and I just love all our vendors. See a need and fill it, and that is the best. Sandra has a question.
Yes, I have a question. Can you tell me maybe you said it already, but I missed it. Can you tell me what's in the auction item you donated, a kit?
So the auction item kit is for the home. It is a brand new one of these that has never been used. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then it's a complete repair kit.
For this diffuser? For which diffuser?
For the home. It's for the home, but see.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know. I never had the home.
But what was interesting though is that I was thinking it would be for any diffuser, but I don't know, for some reason I took up my last year's one that I saw on there. I was meant to tell you about that, but
oh, okay. I know people who have the diffuser. I know somebody who has a diffuser, one of those, and something went wrong with it. So maybe, and their husband's really good with fixing things. Maybe she could use that.
And anyone can do it. They're so easy to repair. I mean, anyone can do them too with our videos. So it doesn't take a man to fix this diffuser. I'll tell you that much. All of us women can get these apart easily. Believe me.
Well, thank you for this service. I think it's a great service you're doing.
Thank you.
Yes, and saving landfills.
It sure is. I can't imagine once you have a diffuser, you just love it so dearly anyways. And then just the thought to just toss it just doesn't seem right. Doesn't feel right. No. I know. I thought I had this idea. I'm like, how fun would it be to and it really wouldn't be fun because it'd be gross, but gosh, how many diffusers are really out there? If I could just grab them all out, and then I'd take them home, clean them, fix them, but.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being with us and
thank you.
Being on our main stage, and we appreciate your service.
And
Tell your husband we love all that he's doing. Thanks for being techie and fixie.
Most days I'm thankful when I'm like, Eric, get out of the basement. Get up here.
All righty.
All right.
Thank you so much, Danielle.
Thank you.
Bye,
everyone. Thank you.